Welcome back. The Bush administration keeps reminding us the new fight against terrorism is very different from wars of the past. And that means a new kind of training is needed for those who may someday find themselves on the front lines. Here's CNN's Kathy Slobogan.
The pictures are familiar. American troops deployed, aircraft carriers moving into place. But this war is different, with an enemy you can't see, where victory is hard to define, and the battlefield is everywhere.
We're looking at the world as a globe with many interacting parts, not just looking at one particular enemy who plays almost exactly by the same rules that we do.
Vice Admiral Paul Gaffney runs the National Defense University in Washington, where the nation educates top officers in the Army, Navy, and Air Force.
The policymakers are saying we got to think differently, right? You hear that all the time. This is a different kind of war.
In classes like this one, students are being challenged to discard old assumptions in the face of a new threat.
You know, we didn't think of how our planes could be used against us as missiles. It really didn't occur to us, really, to that degree.
At one time, this class would have been all military officers.
It's not like that anymore. There are many, many people that are involved in strategic planning, strategic decision-making, getting approvals. The press is critically important. American industry is important. Congress is important.
Now, a third of the students are civilians. They come here not only from places like the State Department and Congress, but from around the world.
Whoever thought we'd talk about being bedfellows with Syria?
When we talk about the Middle East or Sub-Saharan Africa or Southeast Asia, there will be somebody in the room that may have actually been in combat in that area, may actually know a national leader personally.
If I were going to leave you with the most important message, it would be wars don't solve all problems in international relations.
Dr. Jim Cagle teaches grand strategy. He says recent years have seen a revolution in military education, where military force is now seen as just one option in a larger arsenal of responses, like diplomatic pressure or economic sanctions.
What we really do stress is that the military, the traditional understanding of the military instrument of power, the going to war, sending tanks and airplanes and ships into battle, that's only one element of national power. We teach that there are an array of instruments of power: the informational, the military, the economic, and the political.
Right now I'm flying at about 4,600 knots over Kosovo.
The lightning speed and global reach of information technology has also fueled the revolution in military education, pushing commanders to become what they call here informationally dominant on the battlefield.
But the relationship between headquarters and the field has changed fundamentally. If you went back to the War of 1812, for instance, one of the things that many of us remember from our time in school is that one of the key battles was fought after the peace treaty was signed, because communication was much slower. Now communication seems to be almost instantaneous.
She could literally be anywhere right now, beaming images from anywhere to anywhere else.
Here, officers are getting a lesson in wearable computers.
And here's his keyboard right here. See how small that is?
With hands-free, a commando could be alone in Afghanistan and theoretically communicate in real time with Washington, or access satellite maps which tell him where the enemy is or what's over the next hill.
It's just like wearing a regular pair of glasses.
Here, a computer can be hooked up to a screen embedded in a pair of glasses.
The knowledge that gives the individual soldier or sailor or air person and his commander on the field fundamentally changes the way warfare is conducted.
This is called the Virtual Command Center.
To help soldiers learn to respond rapidly to the flood of information, the university has a virtual classroom.
We can go right to our battlefield area. And
computers can quickly gauge the blast effect of different explosives, the impact on infrastructures, or the contamination effect of a biological or chemical attack. The aim here is to avoid a historical truism, that countries tend to fight today's war like the last one. Cagle says the Gulf War, with its reliance on overwhelming air power, its few casualties, and its made-for-TV appearance, is the wrong model.
Can we expect the same adversary with the same capabilities and the same patterns of behavior to exist? The answer to that question is no. That's not going to repeat itself.
As America gears up for a new kind of war, it will need a new kind of warrior. As the experts here put it, that means a warrior who realizes military force is only one weapon and may not always be the best one. Kathy Slobogan, CNN, Washington.